Hey everyone, and welcome to Never Split the Party, jamming eyes since 2017. We are having some technical difficulties that we're just getting over, so bear with us if we seem a little disorganized, or
Good
rather
job, Nikki G.
more disorganized than usual. Justin, as you can see from his lovely player window, is out sick. He is our streamer and kind of runs all that stuff, and I had it all set up and then forgot my internet's absolute hot garbage. So hopefully my running the Zoom isn't going to cause many issues. That's the chat client we're using. And yeah, we will get right into the episode. I am Dustin, also go by the Arbitrary Nerd, and I'm your game master for this evening, every evening, probably. And I'm going to let my players introduce themselves in whatever order they choose.
I'm going to go first because it's easier and it follows tradition. My name is Patrick. I play a Lashunta envoy named Reich, also known as Rai. And, well, yeah, he's known for being handsome.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, why isn't he saying that he's handsome?
Well,
I think at this point it goes without saying.
he's in a swamp now.
Yeah,
No
he's
longer
looking
handsome.
around and there's no one there to appreciate his handsome.
Since we're in a swamp, are we going to be meeting Shrek?
Are we gonna finish introductions?
Yeah, that was kind of a segue into me giving my introduction. I'm Nick, and I play Brawl. He's a Yosoki soldier, and as always, he punches things. Also, Nick, not Brawl, saved the day because Brawl doesn't roll high.
Yeah, no eye jamming from Nick. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mike. Nick broke
All right.
tradition, but I want to
Yeah,
still go after you.
Okay, I did want to go next, but he just kind of rudely went.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
It happens.
I'm the youngest. It's okay.
He's
I
doing
haven't
it
learned
again.
yet.
All right, I am Michael, and I am playing Zero, who is the sole android this episode, and he's an operative.
I'm Chris. I play Milla Dotwood, Abigail Priest, the best Derek and mechanic there is on the planet. Definitely, on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I
Not a
think
lot
I
of
might be like the only one
No
ever.
argument.
And Seeker, the other android, played by Justin, the man who handles our stream, is going to be out this episode. I'll get into the why and the story reason, and then hopefully he'll join us really quickly next episode, so we never have to try and figure out the streaming thing ever again. For announcements, I have a couple to go on before we get into the recap. We have officially 2 episodes published on iTunes, the Google Play Store. I'm trying to get us on Stitcher. I will try to get us on Spotify. And anywhere else you guys are looking for our audio podcast, please let me know and I'll do my best to get us on there. The audio podcasts right now are going to be a slow release. So if you're looking to just kind of go back and hear how the first couple episodes went, it's a good time to do so. I don't have any current plans to catch the audio podcast up to our stream. However, I am being pestered to do so by Nick, so I will consider it. I just am also doing the audio editing, and I'm rather hot garbage at that too. So, bear with us. Let's see, other announcements. We're pretty close to our 250 Twitter followers, which is going to be our next giveaway. So keep an eye out. I'll be posting something about giving away a copy of the Alien Archive or the Starfinder Core Rulebook, your choice. You just got to be following us on Twitter, retweet the eventual tweet I will post about it, and you'll be entered to win. So please hang out for that. Probably not tonight. So hang out, in the future. Follow us on Twitter. It'll be there. Other announcements, guys. Do I have anything?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, then I will go with Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, belated Happy Hanukkah. I think I missed that by a large margin. And I hope everyone's season's been going really well. And going into the recap, the party landed on the extreme backwater of the planet Revel. It is mostly unpopulated. They were able to find one town of any kind of size, and it was actually a little kind of a small village built in the bombed out, destroyed husk of an old abandoned city. The people there, for the most part, are anti-tech. They blame technology for the issues that their planet suffered that turned it into a wasteland. Yeah, they met Stevenson, who is the most tech-oriented person on the planet, which again, not saying much. turns out was a fan of Rye, having downloaded some of his plays off of some sort of stream he picked up. They also met Petor, the pseudo priest who runs their religious side of things, and he is a big pusher of the anti-tech and not a fan of the party whatsoever. Let's see. And you guys also met Zaretta, who is the woman who runs the Revel City, which is that kind of area. Sorry, that's Revel Village inside of Revel City that you guys kind of head out of. You guys are now moving westwards out of the town and towards the outskirts of the cityscape, that bombed out cityscape itself. And you're going towards a place that you have been told is called the Forbidden Swamp.
I have my headset on. I'm going to run downstairs and grab my notebook because, I need my notebook.
Yeah, Chris would actually stop existing if he's not near his notebook for more than 30 minutes. So if you guys ever see him becoming transparent, that is why. Nick, I hear a small echo of myself. Is that just me?
I think it's just you.
Yeah, I
Fine.
do not hear multiple of yous. I'd be complaining because it's far too much.
I will just deal with that myself. Oh, Twitch isn't muted. That's why. Fantastic.
Did he die again?
Probably.
Chris, do you have a fan going? Chris?
Or
You
heat.
hear it?
I can hear something, yeah.
That's not me then.
That was okay, sure. Did I miss anything, guys, from the recap that you wanted included? I kind of went a little fast past that.
No, I think we're good.
Okay,
You
fantastic.
got some fancy clothes. Did you mention the clothes?
A small, unimportant, it ended up segue, where the party went and bought clothes. They were trying to blend in, but did no other effort. Like, they didn't actually get rid of their guns or technology. They just put clothes over it. So they look homeless in their wool-spun, homemade clothing. And, I assume you guys probably took it off, but I don't know. Are you guys still kind of wearing the, homespun villager clothing over your high-tech armor and weapons?
I am, totally, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, buddy.
Match the local culture.
Nope.
If you want to
Gave it back to Miller.
you give it back to Miller. Okay. If you guys want to see some of that culture, I would recommend checking out the end of last episode, which you can find on YouTube now. Our YouTube is current. We publish to YouTube usually the following day. I could see today's being weird. I don't know how it's going to work. That's fine. But if you guys want to check that out, the last 30 minutes, I think, is when they meet Petor, and it all goes lovely from there. Great. Okay. So you guys were leaving the city, and for Seeker's absence, and I'm going to say you guys probably weren't paying attention to Seeker because, for the most part, you don't pay attention to Seeker. And he kind of wandered off. You guys are moving west. You had left the priest behind, and you were making your way into what you realized wasn't so much a swamp as a strange area of this bombed out city where it looks as if the ground itself has started to kind of cave in, sink. The tall skyscrapers and buildings are crooked and falling into the earth itself. Not quite like a sinkhole, but almost like the earth itself has become quicksand, this dark quagmire eating up the buildings. Seeker saw a butterfly. It was a large butterfly. It was multicolored, and it actually seemed to change its colors as it flew. And he pursued it into one of these buildings, these kind of sunken, half-decayed buildings, while you guys continued on. And I'll say you probably don't notice him until about now when we pick up, which is as you guys have spotted a limp, still bleeding form, crumpled form about 100 yards off towards the edge of what you have been told is the Forbidden Swamp.
Okay. So we're looking at roll 20 right now, yes?
No. Roll 20 for that right now. That'll pick up as soon as you guys are past the body. The body in the roll 20 is behind you. You guys have not approached the body yet.
All right.
Oh, yeah, the Miller. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would rush up to the body.
Yeah, Miller would too. Scavenger and all.
All right. And what would Rye and Zero be doing?
Zero, you can go first.
So for the moment, probably I'm going to pull out my sniper rifle and immediately survey the area for threats.
Make a perception check, please. And while he's doing that, Rye, what are you doing?
Yelling very angrily at Seeker as he charges off into the distance.
He
19.
kind of snuck away, didn't he?
No, I'm okay with it. He
All
probably sees Seeker kind of like stepping off farther down the path and is just, shouting back. I'm okay with it. Yep.
In that process, I just kind of take a perception check around the area to see if I can see anything besides the body, anything that might have caused there to be a body.
Right. Takes a perception check. This is an interesting thing. I've not seen a character. That's fine. Yeah, please roll perception.
11.
And
Okay.
I got a 19.
A 19. You're 11.
Whatever a zero sees.
You're 11, Rye. You just happen to notice that the form, you can see it even now. There's a strange light like around the crumpled heap. So you see that there's still like active blood flow kind of glistening on this form. The blood itself is a green sheen. It's not red. But again, Starfinder, not all blood is red. So it's not a concern for you guys. However, Zero is able to see, like looking down the scope of his rifle and kind of doing a panoramic. The area immediately past the collapsed figure is shrouded in a hazy green fog, and all of the buildings past it are even more shrunken, and they seem to be eroded around all of the edges, more so than the buildings that you guys are kind of passing. And again, all of these buildings have some kind of marking of warfare on them. They've got little bombed out corners, maybe some gun holes pigeoning them, some chipped concrete. The ground you guys had seen before had been actually excavated. There were like large holes dug and minerals supposedly taken out. That has mostly been swallowed up as the ground, as you kind of step closer to this crumpled form, gets spongier. There's no obvious transition on the ground itself other than this like textural feeling, and you can see like the buildings and things have sunken, not collapsed, not crashed. They are sinking and resting. They're not continuing to sink. It's not an active sinking now. Beyond that, your perception check, that's all you see. You don't see any threats at this juncture. I will say that you notice that the heap on the ground is actually bigger than it appears. I don't think I have that in front of me. It is that of a large creature, mechanically speaking, because I don't have its actual weight from me. I'm sorry. And as we have Brawl and Miller, our Yosoki friends, scamper up, again, you guys are noticing that springy texture. It almost feels like the ground is becoming moss. It's almost like how that texture feels on your you're wearing some sort of space boots, but your feet kind of pick it up. You guys are used to scrambling over all sorts of substances to get to the things that you're looking for. And this is a little unusual. And as you approach the crumpled form, could I get culture checks from the both of you?
Ooh, yeah.
Culture's trained. I don't got that.
You would need a 10 for the base level of knowledge on this.
Okay. Roll D20 plus 5.
Your typing is so
20.
loud. 20?
Altogether.
Do I have a handy picture for this? If I don't, I'll have to open up the book. I tried taking actual clips of the book so that way I wouldn't have to do this nonsense, but it's me. It's fine.
Not bad, Brawl.
Yeah, I did just an intelligence check, and I got a 17.
Let's see. Would intelligence give you anything? I'll let that give you some other stuff that's coming later. First, we'll get the description.
Culture is an intelligence-based skill, though. I think
but if I would allow, there's some things that are coming up that might be a little bit. Intelligence would help just without the culture background. That's fine.
Gotcha.
Okay. We'll get that. I need to find out where this guy lives. Don't mind me while I say perfect. Let's see.
Oh, where are we seeing this?
I guess I could
Put it on roll 20.
put that on. Oh, can I put that on roll 20? How does that work?
Put it on roll 20.
Yeah, give me 10 seconds. I don't know that Paizo wants me to, but I guess they can tell me not to if that's the case. Let's save as that, and let's load up Roll20 again. And Nick, you have that one. You have it all. You're not changing it, so that's fine. We're gonna upload.
I made sure I had all the windows open that I need, so I can work with everything.
Okay. All right. And thank you, Twitch, for bearing with our funness today. Let's make this guy bigger.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, can you move that down a little bit? Do you have that option?
I got you.
Yeah.
Is that a pterodactyl with a laser gun?
That, what was your roll, Miller?
20.
Culture? 20? You know immediately that is actually what's called a dragonkin. This is a sentient species. They are, kind of distant cousins, and they're humanoid. So they stand on their hind legs. They can carry things clearly, but they are supposedly some sort of cousins of dragons.
I gotcha.
They're more intelligent than
want a life science check for that.
A life science check for what?
For identifying the creature.
Oh.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry, that wouldn't have been culture.
Yeah, it's only important because that is what my theme revolves around.
Thank you. What would have been your life science roll then? Just change the
life science. It would have been a 23, and I would have get a -5 to the DC if it's a rare creature.
Well, then you know all about these dudes.
Uh-huh.
Tell us about them.
Well, I'm gonna let this narrator take over.
You know that they are fast creatures.
Very
they
fast
have native flying speed, so they are capable of flying. They are as capable at melee combat as they are with armed weapons.
They can beat people in the face like this guy and shoot people in the face like this guy and point to Rye.
They also utilize breath weapons, natural breath weapons.
And they can spew fire on us.
They traditionally speak Common and Draconic. And they're from Triaxis, the planet Triaxis. And they often do. They usually travel with some sort of partner. They tend to bond with very tight knit, small units. Okay. And they're a known species. They're not particularly rare, I should say, and they're friendly. They're not as intimidating as they may look. They are an accepted race in the Pact world and elsewhere, and you would see them pretty often.
This is called a what again?
A dragonkin.
Dragonkin.
And they are big. I don't remember what the difference is between large and a medium creature, but this is a large creature. They take up 4 squares as opposed to your 1 square.
Nice.
And
of course, I relay all of this information.
That's fair. Do you have any specific questions about the race that you might want to know that I haven't disclosed?
No, you said they're generally friendly. What planet was it that they were from again?
Triaxis.
Triaxis or Triaxis? I don't know. Probably Triaxis. I like that. And I mean, they're no different than the other races. When I say friendly, I don't mean like these are Teletubbies. I mean, these aren't an antagonistic race you find in space. They're nicer than a drow.
You're telling me they don't have little TVs in their stomachs?
Well, you could open this one up if you'd like and see, but
no. Well, that's another thing. Is it alive?
Well, so before you answer that, I'd like to make possibly a medicine check to go up and like check for a pulse or something.
So give me a medicine check, but I'm going to say from your intelligence roll, you know this thing looks like it's in bad shape to the point where most species don't survive very long when their insides are pulling out of their stomach.
Oh, yeah, that's a detail.
And his clawed hands are attempting, they're still moving slowly to insert some of his organs and intestines back through a gaping hole in their scaly stomach.
I just want to call back real quick, maybe like 10 episodes ago or something. Remember when Dustin was like, this is a family-friendly podcast, and then he proceeded to mention that somebody's face was melting off?
Yeah, this is the family-friendly portion of our
I
episode.
mean, that's perfectly normal in American TV. I mean,
Well,
you can
I
get
suppose.
as violent as you want, as long as you don't mention anything sexual, you're fine.
I suppose you're
No,
right.
I think sexual is encouraged as well.
Just not as much. I mean, God forbid
America.
you throw a tit. Just saying. Anyways,
So my medicine check was a 21.
So you see that they are suffering from a wound that would traditionally need extreme medical care, and even then it would be pulling percentile chances of survival.
So, looking at my healing syringe, would I think it has any use?
Not unless you're able to reconstruct whatever damage has been done internally, and then maybe you use it to apply to the exterior. You might be able to help them out. If you guys would attempt to doctor this thing, that's possible, but this thing's kind of glowing green eye is conscious as it looks up at you, and it emits a low, painful hiss. Not threatening, but not willing to make the effort to form words.
Gotcha. Hey, right. Talk to this guy while we fix him up.
Yeah. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Use your thinking thing and think really hard at him.
I look over at the pile, and this is the first time that I've paid any attention to the wounds. I see all the wounds and the blood and the badness, and I telepathically go, "Hey, what?" So in his head, he hears a.
in the dragonkin's head.
Yes.
Okay. I don't think you get much in terms of emotion back. I think you get more thoughts, communication. You're getting pained jarble, incoherent, unformed, like half draconic, half common. It's Dranglish, and you're not really getting anything coherent back.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this isn't looking so good for this fella. I don't think I need to be a doctor to do that. I just keep peering over, and then looking away, and then
make a fortitude Constitution. Make a Constitution save.
Why would you do that to me?
So to see if you throw up, of course.
Okay.
Oh.
7.
Oh yeah, you throw up in your mouth.
What?
Not enough that you're nauseated or any game effects, but you definitely throw up hard in your mouth. Like
Just a little.
It's in there.
Yeah,
It's in there. Yeah.
everyone just hears me go, "Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out so well for him."
Yeah, one of those things' wings is jagged and draped over it as it's kind of bent on the ground. You guys are going to attempt to doctor this thing?
Well, I'm looking at the rules for it, and we have literally nothing that we can use.
I was like, I want to help this guy, but I know I don't have like any of those syringes. Seeker and Miller do, but outside of that, we don't have much in the way of materials.
Might make quick work of them.
Getting out of the nitty-gritty of the rules a little bit, you guys all have some military training. You guys were cadets at a military academy for... I actually don't think we ever said how long you guys were there. I probably wouldn't give it... Yeah. I don't think I'd give you guys a rigid timeline. I don't think you were all there for X years. So some of you are maybe there for longer or shorter. It was a standard, I think it was a 6-year program. So you guys are somewhere along the tenure of 6 years there. You guys would have had some rudimentary first aid, and then you would have probably had some more advanced tiers of combat first aid. Your objective in this instance, and this comes to mind freely for most of you, especially Zero, I assume this is kind of running on like a default program, would be your job would be to triage and attempt to get to the clearest medic or medical facility. It would not be, you're not fixing this thing ever, realistically. Your job would be to attempt to keep it alive for as long as possible so that someone else would either A, be responsible for its death, or, B, maybe by some grace of the gods, save it.
Okay.
So what you guys would be doing is attempting an emergency triage.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. I look at Brawl. I'm like, do you think we can handle this together?
Yeah.
All right.
We can take care of this.
All right. I'm gonna hold together the wound. I'm just like stuffing everything back. And do you want to do aid another for me, please?
Yup.
This is actually a +8, right, for medicine? Oh yeah. Come on, baby. Ooh, all right. Nice. And you did give me the +2.
There we go.
Yep. So you guys are rocking a 22.
Yeah.
And as Miller kind of like, I'm assuming I'll color this a little bit. Feel free to add more colors you need to. You probably have some sort of like gentleman's glove for one of your fancier outfits. You bust that out. You haven't worn it, so it's as sterile as it's gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of using that, and you kind of reach it down to kind of help push this thing's guts back in.
Mm-hmm.
And this large, and for you, it's your entire arm size, scaly hand clamps on, and its fading, glowing eyes look into your beady little rat face, and it hisses out at you. Don't go in the swamp. It's not worth it. The pay's not worth it. And some bile is dribbling out of its dragon-like maw.
You hear me say from the background, "Oh no, now I can hear him clearly in my head." He said, "Don't go."
And then his consciousness fades a little bit as you attempt to insert his intestines back in. I'll say with that first check, you are probably able to not gracefully pack him in. I need you to make another check to see if you can bandage it while you're kind of handling all of this organ spaghetti.
Assist.
All right. Put your elbows into it, Brawl. 23. It's already looking better.
And did Brawl manage to help out there?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Is that a 25 or a 23?
25.
With a 25, you have basically sacrificed one of your clothing items. I don't care which. And you are ripping it into bandages.
Oh no, actually, it would be my environmental clothing.
That's fair.
Oh, wait, I can get rid of the stuff that I'm wearing, right?
Yeah, you rip it off.
I gave you one back.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, and that's what I was using.
I will say the homespun like wool-like material is decent at absorbing the green ichor of this creature's intestines. It, however, isn't the best bandage. However, you manage to kind of tie this thing. You realize that you're not going to be able to tie it around. It's the creature's girth is just too big for your little rat folk clothing. Okay. And so you bust out some form of like engineer's staple.
Oh, I was gonna say spacesuit.
Spacesuit thing. What you do is you actually staple this thing into its side.
Okay.
You do it like there are medical staples. This is the thing. You're not quite as graceful. You jury rig this and you staple this thing through scales, puncture it in, giving this creature more wounds, but not in any significant value. And you've kind of got this really half-assed like triage bandage over this thing's gut, which is acting like the thinnest layer of skin, itchy, scratchy, wool-like skin. That could like possibly pass for this creature, and you have, at least for now, slowed the bleeding. You can kind of see that it is starting to get the cloth is already getting damp.
I'll even take out one of my serum of healings and just kind of shoot him in the neck with it.
I would say you're going to go for a more localized. You're going to shoot it right near the hole.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not in the hole.
Yeah.
Roll. Give me the dice roll for healing.
1d8, I believe.
Sounds high, but unless you're using a bigger one.
I thought that was.
You might. I'll go with it. Don't worry.
Can I make like a strength check for like applying pressure to this
7.
wound or something?
Yeah, give that a shot. We'll see if that actually helps close this down. And while he's doing that, double check that healing.
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
Thank you.
I thought it was.
I don't know if you want me to do like athletics or just a neutral strength check, or maybe
Who's
just
drawing on my mat. Never mind.
a medicine or something.
Give it a. No, I think.
Yeah, it is 1d8.
1d8, awesome. Okay, that's a great roll then.
Yes, it is.
Give it a full just strength. You're just gonna try and like heave it together. Oof.
Oh, god damn it.
A 5.
Yeah.
It's large. It's a large creature.
It's the yicker.
It's yeah, his hands start slipping in all the grossness. And its eyes look at you and it says if to Brawl, if this is it, have the android end me with his rifle. Fooscat is not gonna die to some Yosoki. And it spits up phlegm and blood, not at you, but it was in your direction. You are able to heal it a couple of points. Its stomach stitches together a little bit more, like slightly more. It's kind of like zippering up a little bit, but this thing does need like full hospital level service.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many of you have realized this yet, but there isn't one on this planet.
No, that immediately came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple of options here as a party. You can make this thing a little bit more coherent, rouse it, have some conversation with it, and then maybe set it on its way. It's not really mobile, but you can kind of just do what you're doing. The only other thing you guys found when you had scanned the planet, you'd found on this like northern hemisphere continent, there was this small collection of living organisms, which ended up being Revel Town inside of Revel City on Revel Planet. There was also on the southernmost pole of the planet an orbiting warship or large spaceship, like a much larger spaceship. This would have been closer to like the infinitum size of ship that you guys kind of lost, and that's kind of how you guys know each other. You didn't get much information about the ship. You didn't get any closer. You didn't approach it, so you don't have affiliation. You don't know the actual makeup of it. However, any ship of that size would have medical facilities.
We don't have anything for like a medical bay on our ship, do we?
No.
No, you guys did not elect for a medical bay. Even if you did, yours would be like a sick room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would also need a surgeon of some sort to operate on this thing.
So we didn't. I know we basically identified the creature. Did we look to see if this creature was wearing any type of insignias or anything like that? Like if it's a part of any military or anything along those lines?
If so, Brawl didn't look. He's trying to save a life.
I'd say Zero's looking over your shoulders at this point and also keeping an eye out on the perimeter while Rye gags. And it doesn't actually...
Pat, you're muted.
Is Rye talking?
He was.
Yeah, I was. I muted so that I could chomp on some M&Ms without disturbing the peace. I was going to say, I think it's safe to say that Rye is actively not looking.
Okay. Yeah, so you're looking anywhere else. You're hoping for a butterfly at this point. And for... where I forgot what I was saying. Something. Based on the art of this creature alone, and I don't know if this would be different for other creatures, but it looks like they don't need to wear clothing. So this thing would have an ammo bandolier, which is really like batteries, and it might have like a weapon like cast off nearby, and maybe a satchel. Beyond that, though, it doesn't actually wear any clothing. There is a tattoo on its shoulder, and it's just like a purple V that kind of extends past a circle. But other than that, like that doesn't mean anything to you guys. It's not like Border Space Military. That's not Pyramid Station Alpha. It's not like a Pact World's known symbol. It might even be like a personal tattoo to this creature.
So Brawl looks at the creature's face and goes, "Do you have any belongings around that we can use to help patch you up?"
Do you have any belongings I could just steal?
I said to help patch him up.
Yeah.
Do you have any loot that we could patch you up with? Maybe some cred sticks I can just hide in that. No.
You guys are trying to make it sound like I'm an awful person. I'm trying to help here.
You're not an awful person?
Question: is Brawl an awful person?
No,
Okay, all right.
he's trying to help.
Okay, his phrasing is a little sketch, but the the dragonkin who has identified itself as Fooscat, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's fine. Gives you like a squint of its eye, and its clawed hand is kind of like resting on its stomach a little easier now. It's still bleeding from its mouth pretty steadily. No, we didn't expect. This was supposed to be a milk run. We weren't. No medic. Nothing.
How many were you?
3.
Where are the other 2?
1 in the swamp. It hisses. Lost. 1 ran by. I don't know. It was
Got ya.
hard to describe. Looks like some undead creature, but it was more than that. It had, and he kind of fades in and out of consciousness there.
Wait.
You slapping it? You slapping it?
No, not. Come on, get up! I'm not done with you yet. No. How much? Damn it!
Money,
No,
dude.
I don't think anything would become of it because it's the opposite of what I think we would need to mend this guy's wounds. But I address the party. Does anybody have a heat source?
Heat source?
It is
cauterize the
reptilian
wound?
creature. Oh, cauterizing the wound. I would say that your bandage replaced what would have been a cauterized need. You could have gone the cauterized, right? You still could, I guess, but I don't think it would improve.
Well, that
Yeah,
would
no,
seal up the rest of it, right? Because you said it only.
He's bleeding
Sealed up
from
a
the
little
wall,
bit.
so it's now internal.
He's got
Well-
internal damage, and also cauterizing it while he's got internal damage means you're gonna have a much harder time getting to the internal damage. Not that I'm a doctor. If you guys want to give it a shot, that's
Because
fine.
I was thinking of using my secret thing that I haven't used yet, but I don't think that's gonna help us yet.
No, I don't think so either.
So Zero's gonna speak up and ask, was there any more to your crew? Like, there was a ship orbiting the planet. Was that with you, or are you part of their crew?
Yeah, that's
I'm
actually a good point.
I'm gonna say that unless you guys are gonna try and shake this thing awake, it's fading. It's like horned head is just becoming too heavy to hold up. If you guys want to try and shake it awake, I'll let you guys try and get an answer out of it.
It's pretty much dead now, anyways.
Yeah, I don't.
No.
Instead of doing that, I'm gonna check its belongings for any type of data pad or
Yeah, like it got onto the planet somehow. Like where or who?
Yeah. So you guys find there, like I said, there's a satchel that is probably like half under him, half not. You can kind of wedge it out and kind of get stuff out of there. And he's got like a weapon that kind of fell out. I don't think I need to make you guys make a perception check for this, but you guys also see that his trail of blood comes from the swamp. So he was past the fogged area and had dragged himself back out after being wounded. So this didn't happen where he is. It happened somewhere deeper in. And yeah, he's got on him, I'll give you the full loot. It'll be up to you what you guys take. On his bandolier, he's got what looks to be probably 3 more batteries, all 20 charge batteries. You don't know how full they are, but they're the size of the 20 charge batteries. That's all it looks to be left on his bandolier. He has, in his bag as you rifle through it, there is an unarmed frag grenade, which is to say it's just hanging out there. You could utilize that as a weapon as you needed to. There is definitely a data pad. There is a cred stick, and what else did this homeboy have? Oh, and I'm sorry, I meant to mention this. There was that glow that was kind of coming from him. he actually does have an Aeon stone. It looks like they spell it Aeon. I don't know if I'm looking at it wrong. Aeon stone that's kind of weakly orbiting his head as well. I'm trying to think if he had anything else on. Oh, and his weapon was it was a long arm. I have to look up what type of long arm it is, but it was one of the lower level long arm weapons, which I could have you guys identify later. Long arms being like a rifle, kind of like what Zero uses.
And, yeah.
Actually, is yours
Mine's
considered a
an-
long arm?
Mine
mine's
is
a long arm.
Sorry,
Mine's
thank
a
you.
Sniper rifle.
Yeah, sniper rifle is a different class. This is a long arm like what Miller uses.
They do use the same ammo though.
Yeah.
Okay. And for let's see, the cred stick you guys have to scan to get a number out of. I'm not going to worry about that right now.
So the data pad, Miller kind of picks it up with like bloody hands, kind of passes it over to Zero, and says, hey, see if you can figure something out.
And I'll try to access it.
It turns on. It doesn't seem to be password protected. Turns out not many things really screw with Dragonkin.
Do I see the Aeon stone? No.
The Steed. The Aeon Steed.
Yeah, I don't know how that's actually spelled. I was on like the SRD, the non-official SRD, and it's spelled AEON as opposed to I think D&D has IOUN, but whatever.
Yeah.
Do I see the stone?
Yeah, you do see the stone. It is a different color than yours.
Okay, I kind of slide over while trying to not look at the body.
I'm sorry. Could you, whoever's typing, stop. Pat's
I'm
volume
muted.
is a little too low. Pat, say that again, please.
I start shifting over to the body while trying not to maintain eye contact with it because it's kind of gross. But I just kind of like take a quick glance, get back close to it, and then I kind of reach for the stone. I'm intrigued by it. In my brain, just for story purposes, I just spent 4 days in a room with my only friend being this floating rock. So I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Okay. It is. You notice that it is. It's iridescent. Yours is clear. The one that's currently orbiting your head. This one's iridescent. Looks like it's got like a bit of like a rainbow glow to it. I need you to make like a basic melee attack to try and get it while it's moving around his head.
Okay.
This is just gonna steal the rest of the life out of this creature. He's just gonna pluck it, and then it's just gonna be like...
It might. Base attack bonus.
You know what? Do me a favor. Give me. I'm gonna say this is a culture check. It's recall knowledge, but give me a what would this be? Do you have mysticism by any chance?
I do not have mysticism.
Give me like a straight up culture check. Maybe it's something you've seen before, especially with your background a little bit. You might have.
17.
So I'll say this is maybe a prop you've encountered maybe once during your earlier days when you were kind of being introduced to the theater, and we'll kind of leave that hanging because your backstory is a little bit interesting to your introduction there, and I do want to get into that later. This spindle is actually something that negates the need to breathe. It's iridescent. It's like a spindle shape. Plucking this thing from this creature with its internal stuff kind of messed up, maybe not the best idea just yet. If it's damaged at all to its breathing apparatus and you pluck this from it,
You're killing it.
Do I know that?
Yes, I'm saying that you've seen this once in like a play of
Underwater theater.
No, of Nomeo and Nuliet.
No, that's bad. That's
I don't.
Yeah, that wasn't even good.
No, I don't. I didn't have a play for it. There's of Star-Crossed Lovers. You know, that's what the name of the play will be. Star-Crossed Lovers. We'll go with that.
Well, I, as a player, am upset that I cannot grab this stone. Rye would not hesitate to stop reaching for it, because he's not a murderer, contrary to evidence.
Well, we've broken that curve now with Rye. So Rye reaches for it, kind of gets just like the rainbow glint from the light, and immediately draws his hand back. Do you share that information that it is something that negates the need to breathe with the party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good thing you told us that, right? Hey, look at what me and Brawl did. Not half bad if I don't say so myself, right? And he gives a high five to Brawl.
Did you just sell 5 on camera?
No,
No, that was my arm. It went through,
yeah.
cross dimension.
Hate everybody.
What did Zero find on the data pad?
On the data pad, you troll through it. This guy is a pretty low-level mercenary. He takes on, he's got a crew of 3. There are, you got the names Quarrel and Sisken the Hiveless. You kind of see those names throughout his kind of communications. Like he's got like a G chat with those 2 guys, and they kind of talk about some of their past jobs, mostly intimidation work. I guess at least he's pretty.
What was his name again?
Fusscat. I don't actually. We'll go with Fusscat. I like that better.
I do like that.
Fuscat.
Fuscat. All right.
I did not say that.
So this thing's pretty much it's going to die, right?
If you guys end up doing nothing more for it, it is very likely to bleed out before you guys come back through the swamp. I'm assuming your other option is going to the swamp. So yeah, it's not looking so well unless you guys opt to maybe try and get it to that large unidentified ship in the south pole of the planet.
All right.
So
hey, Josh, did you find anything about the other about his other members? Can you get a hold of them?
Does this have any type of contact information, or is it more of just a log?
No, it's a data pad. It's basically when I say data pad, I basically mean it's an iPad. Same thing as a tablet in modern speak. You would be able to join their GChat as Fusscat and kind of send a message to them. And I did want to point out that in his kind of his communications and one of his like modern mails, you particularly pick out on a couple of names that to you look kind of like they're common job givers for mercenaries and folks, and they're usually, when someone wants to remain anonymous, they'll use these people to kind of dole out jobs with their contacts. You also remember the magistrate mentioning he had sent a team before. So while there's no direct contact from the magistrate on this datapad at all, no direct connection, you can make a really quick assumption that the timeline makes sense, that this is probably one of those mercenaries, thugs, whatever, that the magistrate had hired before you guys.
All right. So in common, and I'll make sure to tell them to reply in common, I'm going to send a message to both of his other compatriots.
Common's the standard language, and I always say like there's standard communications in common, and most devices would translate automatically to your preferred method, unless it's a language that's not known on the kind of database, the Xenoseeker database. You don't ever need to worry about that in written communication. Like if someone wrote something out on like a notepad, totally different story. But in terms of that, they have basic Google Translate. Yeah.
I figured it might be a thing because it's...
No, it's a good. I would totally try to screw you if you hadn't said it, so it's fine. So, I'm sorry, could you remind me what the message that you were saying was?
Basically, I'm trying to let them know that we have stabilized their friend and that they should come get him and bring him to, seek medical attention if they're able, and to respond as soon as possible.
Sure. The name pops up, Sisken the Hiveless, within moments of you sending, and it just says, let him die. It would be easier for him that way. Trust me.
Oof.
I'll relay this to the group and say I gotten, his friend, and he's just saying to let him die.
I overcome my desire to not see the vulgarity in front of me, and just look at him and go, well, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
I thought you were gonna feel your urge to not
Oh,
grab.
that's what I thought. I thought he's just gonna like choke him out by
I was
stealing
waiting
the
for you to be doing
stone
like
from
one of
him.
these things, like.
Yep. That.
Okay, well that went better than I thought.
That's the next step.
Yeah. Please.
Can I do a quick medical check to see like exactly how bad of shape he's in, like how?
Yeah, I'll if you roll, I will say extremely high because you are not. That's not your job as a medic, but extremely high, I'd give it to you.
23.
Not quite as extremely as I needed.
Can I help out?
Even if you did, it wouldn't be enough. I was
Damn.
looking for like a DC 30 on this one.
Oh.
It's all internal. On the outside, the only wound you see right now is the covered hole you guys have gotten. Everything else seems to have been done inside.
So, did you say that the soon-to-be corpse has fallen asleep, is unconscious?
Yes.
Yes. So Miller just kind of takes in the news, closes his eyes a little, and says, "All right, this is the second time we've been told to do it, so I guess I'll do it." So he kind of reaches for the creature's gun, the long arm. Can I get it? Do I know what it is?
Yeah, it's. I don't have the Starfinder weapon chart in front of me, so I don't know what it is. Hold on, I'll pop up. It's like a tier. I think it's like a tier 2 firearm. I just have to find the name for it. In addition to internet problems, I've also had monitor problems. I have a nice new monitor, but yes.
Before he takes that action, just a point of clarification. When he did say, yada, 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 don't let me be taken out by a Yosoki, and he spit Yosoki, did he say, he did say, if it comes to that, did he not, he did not directly show a desire to be not taken out, or did he?
You are exactly correct. You would definitely understand that the intent of his phrase was, I'm not dying today, but if I have to, not by this punk ass spass.
Okay.
I'm not sure that covers up the
I'm not
the
sure
expletive.
It does either. I'm not sure it does either. I don't think these guns I'm looking at in this chart I found online are accurate because I'm seeing AR-15.
Yeah, no, that's not right. Page 176.
I don't have. I was looking online because I was hoping the SRD would have it. Is this gonna be it? I think this is it.
Tier 2, like a level 2.
I think it's level 2 for weapons. I'm sorry. Tier
auto
space.
target rifle.
Yeah.
Is that the long arm?
So we have acid dart rifle, auto target rifle, cross bolter tactical.
Oh, wait, long arm. The closest thing is level 5 sonic rifle.
There's also a flame rifle.
Or needler rifle.
What do you?
Oh wait, no, it's all. Never mind. It was long arms.
No, it's the tactical arc emitter. It's the only one that takes 20 charge batteries.
That's the one.
Okay.
That sounds right as well. The arc sounds right. Okay.
So I, as he's starting to make this motion, I cowardly-ish stand in front of Miller and the pile, and I just kind of now.
Yes.
I don't believe that the man said that he wanted to die. I think he said, if it comes to that.
Oh, so you'd rather us leave him? All right.
No.
You know what we can do?
No. What I was going to say is we do the right thing. Drag this guy out of the swamp. We haven't gone that far in.
How far in did we go?
You guys are at the outskirts of the swamp.
Okay. I thought we were walking for miles.
No, you guys actually haven't even entered the. You've walked for miles to get to the outskirts of the city, and now you're at where the city ends and the swamp begins. And the only difference you see is these soggy buildings, and there's a faint fog that you guys have not yet entered. So you've been walking for miles away from the town, but the city itself was a big metropolis-style city before whatever war destroyed it.
Okay.
So I don't know about the rest of you people, but if given the opportunity to save a life, that's the route I'm gonna go.
I mean,
if you want to carry him, sure.
I can help pick him up. We're trying to save the life here, hence what we're doing right now.
bullets to the head are not exactly my definition of saving.
Do I look like I'm using any bullets?
That one does, and I point at the other rat.
I was only gonna do the right thing.
Quick question:
Yes.
Did the rat actually pick up the rifle? It was a little bit of a distance from the creature.
Oh, all right. No, I just assumed it was near me.
It's near you. Did you pick it up?
We'll say yes. Yeah, I kind of walked slowly out there and just kind of picked it up.
Could I have everyone make a perception check?
Oh God.
Nikes. 16.
18.
I'm about as blind as a brawl.
I
No,
got a 9.
Brawl's blinder.
Brawl's blinder. Everyone but Brawl actually notices as Miller takes another step back from Rye, basically, because like he's trying to talk to you, like you're gesturing with your hands with this weapon in your hand. You pick it up a little bit higher, and it actually there's a strange cord, like a tendril attached to it, and it goes kind of down into the soft earth a little bit, and as you kind of pull it up further, it reaches back to this creature underneath the creature. This cord cable isn't like it's plugged in. It almost looks like organic webbing of a sort that has like glued itself to this weapon, and it kind of disappears a little bit under the earth, under the dragonkin's body.
Did he just find the swamp planet version of an anglerfish?
That would be so awesome.
That's
what I'm
That's what I was expecting. I was like,
Like,
that would be so cool, but no.
oh, good.
It's just odd. That's all I'm giving you. That's not a natural feature of the weapon.
you know, I would love to comment on that had I noticed.
You did.
All right, fine. I just kind of followed the cord then.
It goes like under the dragonkin. You'd have to roll him over a bit to see it.
Oh, we are trying to get him out, so.
I'm okay with it.
Uh,
You'd be kind of
Rye,
rolling him on his other side, basically.
you want to help me with this?
Yep.
It's
All
a
right.
strength check. He's heavy.
Yeah, I have a negative strength check. I'm not.
Well, if you're aiding, you can't go low. Like, you
Not
can go
20.
Never mind. You know
Bro
what?
makes a roll. Yes.
So, do you want to describe this, or would you like me to give something that tarnishes Rye a little bit?
Go for it. I'm gonna let you do it.
So you ask Rye to help, and Rye like comes over and is like ready to get like his elbow up in it, and you look over at him and you're like, no, just wipe off my hands, please. They're dirty. And you're looking for like powder because you need to get a good grip on this thing. And when Rye kind of gives you like a shrug of what, you're like, nah, never mind. And with like one little rat folk hand, maybe you understand the principles of leverage. Maybe you just know how to throw your weight around, what little that it is, and you just kind of force this creature up and over with one hand. Kind of like the mom holding up a car that's about to hit her child or some such. It looks ridiculous, but you are able to roll this thing up and over onto its other side without any assistance from the party. And on its
That's fine.
other,
My hand stayed clean.
yeah, your hands did stay clean.
Damn, Knuckles.
On the other side of this thing, which you could not see due to it being sunken slightly into the soft earth, this webbing of such has spread over most of this side of the creature. Like it's back into its wing and kind of it seems to be into its skin on multiple points. And it seems to be
Can I do a
active,
life science check?
Yes, go for it. And it's glowing a bit with green filament through this strange semi-organic, semi-technological webbing that connects the gun to this creature. Also underneath it, you notice a large, like melee, like glaive-looking weapon. I think it's a glaive. Let me read that again. Yes, it is a glaive weapon, which I will say Miller knows from his Xeno. It's a dragon glaive. It's a weapon like specifically to these creatures. The basic dragon glaive.
Yeah, I got a 13, by the way.
The dragon glaive also has this like techno-organic webbing, like attaching it to this creature's body. You got a number what?
13.
A 13. You can definitely see that this looks unnatural, Uh, probably parasitic at least, but you definitely haven't seen it before.
So definitely not something that he brought with him.
Hard to say, because this dragon does have some other like mods on him. Like he's well equipped, and there is at least one other kind of like odd looking thing on its arm, like slightly unnatural like bulge, but it looks like that's intentional. This stuff does not look intentional.
All right. Well, yeah, guys. I don't think this is intentional, as the narrator just said.
So Miller can break
What
the
is
fourth
this
wall.
narrator? You keep mentioning this narrator, and I don't understand.
Miller's the new Deadpool.
So yeah, right. Hey guys, I don't think this stuff is natural. I wouldn't touch it.
You're still holding the gun.
Well, is it completely covered with it?
No.
All right, then yeah, I throw it away.
Okay.
Does it move or anything?
When you throw it, yeah, like physics works.
Like,
The cord like pulls it taut, like it doesn't like it's like a rope attached to this creature. No obvious nothing's disturbed immediately.
gotcha. All right. Don't like that.
Neither do I.
Does it look like we can move the creature without getting tangled up in this stuff?
Yeah, if you were to touch its other side. Yeah, basically it's like this creature's rotten on one side. You can touch the not rotten side, sure.
I try to put two and two together. Did you say that part of him is looking rotten?
Not quite rotten. I was more giving like when you touch a fruit, you can touch it from the not rotten side. However, like the flesh underneath this, like webbing stuff, it doesn't look good. Where there was scale, you see draconic flesh.
Okay.
Pulsing, nasty flesh.
How to communicate this without being meta? So I look at the newly uncovered stuff. I'm like, well, first, that's disgusting. Second, is this the undead stuff gross? I don't know how to, this ain't right?
It's not right. It's not natural.
I already know exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna bring it back. He's gotta become undead. He's gotta kill the town. It's all gonna be blamed on me, and that's what's gonna happen because I hate my DM. And that's what's gonna happen.
Narrator.
Well, I've already made my decision, even though I know this is gonna hurt for everybody. All right, let's get a move on.
You just leaving it?
No. I made the call to try to save the guy. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
You know what else we can do? This seems to be a relatively safe spot. We've been here for what, 5-10 minutes?
It's been a while. Yeah, you've been here for a bit.
We could just tell his friend the exact coordinates and put everything on him.
You mean the one who said let him die?
It's off our hands.
I question your morals. And I start trying to tug the body towards the sea.
I can give you guys one other option that you guys aren't thinking about, but is a possibility.
When he brought that up,
Yes.
giving his buddy the location.
Yep.
I'm going to message his buddy and ask him, do you know what happened? What this like webbing, I guess you described it as, is?
Sure. Yeah, webbing's not a bad description for it. You get a message back. If it's on him or it's on tech, burn it.
I'll ask what is it and see if you can.
you you get back an emoji of a shrug, and and a video call starts coming in from the comm.
Oh,
I'll, accept the call.
It's the same person. It's Sisken the Hiveless, which is a Formian creature, which is, let me see, I have a picture for that. I guess I can throw it up. I wasn't going to throw these pictures up, but it's fine. These are just taken from the Alien Archive from Starfinder's relatively recent release, which is absolutely fantastic and something you guys can potentially win from us if you're following that Twitter thing when I post that. Yeah,
I
that.
can win that.
I would not allow you to win it. You can just buy it. Buy it. No, actually, don't buy it. I don't want you. Well, if you guys end up re-rolling for other races, these are both races that you guys could play. Where are you? I know you're here.
nice.
Specifically, there we go. All right, that is uploading. That is uploaded, and in the lovely chat window, I will make this bigger. You see a face that looks like this. Oh, I cut off this bottom half. That's fine. It is an insectoid race. Looks kind of like a humanoid ant kind of hybrid, known as a Formian. Not related to the swarm, which is something that's in Starfinder lore, but I don't think you guys have talked about that too much. Swarm is big, bad, evil, scary thing that brought the Vesk and the Pack Roads together. This is not that. This is just a bug species.
Right. This is Insectoid Megatron. Got it.
Sure, Insectoid Megatron. Its face comes over it, and it says, it like chitters as it speaks common. And it says, listen, it's great that some good Samaritan little androids such as yourself managed to find my buddy Fooscat.
Not an android, just played one in a play once.
you're kind of off screen, and it shakes its head. That stuff, some kind of tech magic, old tech magic. Our specialist, our technomancer, got a little bit too close to it, and he expired, got back up, and is probably what eviscerated my friend there. I had what I needed, and I got the hell out of there.
So with that, I'm going to turn it so that he can see, and I'm just going to straight up ask, is it too late?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a technomancer. I just shoot things where they point me, and I would shoot that. I traveled with Fooscat for months now, and I'd put the guy down. He was a good friend. He's a decent dragonkin, but eventually that stuff's going to take him over, and it's either when he dies or it's when that stuff gets to his brain. You don't want it.
Based on how close is it to his brain, based on location?
Hard to say. Again, most of it looks like it's kind of gone into his skin, but on the exterior of his skin, I'd say it's his shoulders, armpit. Kind of gets up to his wing juncture up in the back. It's not actually at his neck or anything up there. But again, internally, I wouldn't necessarily give you that knowledge. Listen, burn the webbing stuff off his tech. You might be able to salvage that as long as it doesn't move after. But that's a dead dragonkin. He may be breathing and he may start moving, but he's dead.
Is there is sense motive? Does that work over?
Yeah, you got a video. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
24.
It's going to be a little bit harder because I don't know if you've known, if you would have encountered a Formian before.
That's fine. 24.
I would say that the motive you're getting from here is definitely probably on the realm of being selfish as opposed to being completely upfront with you guys. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's lying.
Okay. All right. Well, if we want to burn this, we could do this, and so we'll just kind of I'm sure there's like sticks and just kind of random stuff kind of lying about, right? The flammable stuff.
I would say you could probably find some flammable stuff, but you're in like a marshy area, so it would be like very quick burning, like moss. There's not trees necessarily.
I would suggest
If there were trees, they'd be dry and dead.
Actually,
your clothes.
the crunchy crunch, if it's made of a lot of asbestos.
I still have like half the box of my Crunchy Crunch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's not quite enough to burn a large creature. Now, if you guys are trying to localize burn just the weapons,
No,
the
basically, I'm
items,
trying to make a torch.
just make a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could make a torch. I'd allow you guys to make a torch with Crunchy Crunch.
Sweet. All right. I just kind of fashioned together a crunchy crunch torch.
That's right.
Maybe you can stick the box just like right through it, and I mean I need some sort of a fire source. So Miller's gonna take like one of the batteries out of his bandolier and I don't know, kind of cause it to short circuit. Really easy, just kind of put one side to the other and kind of.
Yeah, you lose a charge, but yeah, you managed to ignite the thing. Sure.
Cool.
Rye, what were you gonna say?
I try to wake up the dragon. Ken.
Okay. I don't need you to be trained in it for this, but give me whatever medicine check would be. Probably wisdom, right?
Medicine's in.
Oh, intelligence? Okay, so you can either use an intelligence check or you can try and slap it awake.
No, I've got medicine.
Stop
so,
it.
Okay,
Wake
so
up.
roll medicine.
I don't have a button for it, but it is this plus 6, so.
Wow.
23.
Yeah, all right. So you're able to kind of like pull up its eyes, kind of get maybe like a light from like your wrist unit on there, and you eventually manage to rouse it enough that like it's not moving anymore, but it like looks up at you with distant eyes.
Okay, telepathically, I reiterate very quickly the message that his cockroach friend told us and ask him if that is accurate.
It like with great effort picks up its head and looks down at its body that had been sunken into the earth, and it like hacks up some more phlegm as it kind of rises itself up there, and it looks at Miller with his torch, and it spits out a cloud of acid breath at Miller.
Oh.
Could I get you to make a reflex save for me?
All right.
I think that's because he doesn't want to be taken out by.
It's plus 6. 21.
Trying to find out it's a breath weapon. It's a 30-foot cone, reflex of DC 16 to half. You got 21?
Yeah.
It is a lot of damage coming at you. I'm so sorry. I did not read this out
Is
before.
Miller dead?
No.
Oh God, no.
But I might be the next time I see Chris.
So it's 14, 15, 16, 23, 24 and half of 24.
Great.
12.
Oh yeah, 12. Let's go with that. So the acid cloud billows out from its mouth. I'm gonna only say he's the only one in the area because it's angling at you. You managed to dodge out of most of it, but I think you just weren't expecting it because you're so ready to give this thing like last rites that it's like eruption of noxious acid breath.
All right.
It catches you by surprise.
It catches me by surprise. It doesn't actually hurt me, but Miller just kind of
Stamina.
Damn it, Patrick.
Yeah, like you dodge and you're like patting
I
it
literally
all off
have
of
0.
you.
I mean, I have 12 total stamina.
Yeah, I got
But but Miller puts down the torch and says, "All right, I'm done," and walks away. I tried.
The thing
He
falls
looks,
back.
Miller looks back. He's like, "I even used this on you," and he kind of throws the syringe.
It falls back unconscious, and its stone falls away from its head, no longer glowing.
Oh, great! And look at that. You know, if we had just put him out of his misery, he would have. He wouldn't even had to spit at me.
Okay,
Great job,
No.
you captain.
I am
I
going
ignore
to
him. Hold on.
immediately-
hold on.
Wait, Mike's saying something.
So was I.
I am going to immediately shoot its head.
Good
Okay.
job.
You don't need any rolls for that. Is it an energy weapon or a projectile?
Projectile.
Its head is now like a cratered mass of viscera and gore.
Is Ryan next to him? Please tell me.
Rye is actually. Rye, could you make me another Constitution save?
No need.
Please take it away, Ryan. You can say what you were going to say as well if it matters anymore.
There is as he starts reaching for the stone and grasps the Oon stone, there's this loud noise, and
More like a pop and a
Ray.
splurt.
and I'm a little confused.
I'm
And then
also.
I slowly look over at Zero, and then I look back at what was ahead, and then I look back at Zero, and then without breaking contact, I just projectile. Blech.
Even with all this happening, Zero's then gonna reach for the torch that Miller dropped and start burning the body.
The scales do seem a little resistant to burning, so you're gonna have a hard time actually burning it. You do notice that any of that webbing you touch with the fire does like burn off pretty quickly, but you're not sure you're able to get it off of the thing. And the corpse itself would require like more expenditure of like battery charges or some like external source of actual flame.
As I recoup my ability to speak again, and in between, like heaving, zero. I need you
Yes,
to
right.
promise me.
You're right. You got a little bit of brain matter on your shoulder.
I,
Let me get that for you.
Thank you. Zero, I need you to promise me.
It's in your neatly coiffed hair.
Thank you. That you're never gonna do that again.
Now, who wants lunch? I need to sit down for a couple minutes to.
So instead of using battery charges, what I'd like to do is take some of my like pistol rounds and empty out the like open up the shells and use the gunpowder inside to use that for combustible material.
Okay, yeah. Roll D10, and that's how many rounds you take to get like a good blaze going.
You want low?
Yeah, I'll low. If you catch it, like you get like maybe like a puff of like like a swamp gas. I'm just
Wow.
yeah. You like have the torch going, and you put like a little bit of like gunpowder, and it catches like a yes, Rye.
Can I please just jump away from the body?
Do you have the stone in your hand?
Yes.
Okay. You jump away from the body. The body begins to burn. It's not like it didn't explode. It's just burning steadily. This will be consumed, and I need you all to roll initiative.
If anybody else was like a terrible person and had rise grenades, you could have just stuck a grenade internally into the thing. It just...
That's what I was going to do when he passed away, but Mike had to shoot him first. I was like, no, please, no. Wait,
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool, Pat. I'm sorry.
I don't want to spoil things, but I would not normally explode necromantic or potentially necromantic flesh all over.
Yeah, have you ever seen how they took care of like dead beached whales? There was an actual thing where they loaded them up with explosives, and it was a bad idea.
Well, also they weren't like
No, I have.
you didn't have dark evil
Nat
magic. In them.
20.
I have specifically a incendiary or whatever you call it, the flame grenade. Like I had the perfect.
Oh, you're right. You did have a flame grenade. I'm sorry. You are correct.
No. Mike had to cover me in viscera.
Well, that is how Zero does.
I got
My
a
thought
5.
process was immediately take care of the thing that's probably about to get up and attack us.
I was gonna do it.
I want
It's
to-
faster.
Yeah, you're too busy wiping up brain matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember this.
Yeah, you're gonna remember it.
I can't believe you've done this.
All right. Do we have all of our initiative rolls in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brawl
I
with
think
a
I've got-
21, Milla with a 19, Zero with a
Milla.
15, and Rye with a 5.
I'm gonna need all those again in just 1 second.
Par for the course.
Wrong. For the 21.
Not par for the
Milla
course.
with
So,
19.
hold on. I also need to see what this thing's in. I think this thing probably has a negative initiative. I would hope, for your sake, that it. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. So what was the highest? Who was the highest?
Myself at a
21.
21.
21. Okay. And who's next?
Milla at a 19.
The 19. Yep, that'll be Miller. Next up.
Hush at 15.
15. What's your initiative bonus?
9.
Yep.
Oh Jesus.
That
Okay.
is
Yep.
ridiculous.
Okay. And up next. Right. Where are you in that?
I have 5.
A
5?
massive 5.
Okay. Rye, you're going dead last. Emphasis on the dead. Moving up. So as you get that fire going, which I think doesn't take you very long, clearly. And let's get rid of the smiley face, you guys. You're on my map. Oh, this map I did take from Deviant Art. That guy said he could use it. Where is it? I will pull up that information later in the show notes because I do not want to not give credit. I did not make this map. It is from an artist. And what is your range? I'm actually going to draw this out a little bit. What's your vision range, guys? It's dark, and you guys are looking into fog, so...
Dark vision, 60 feet.
60 feet? Okay,
Yeah,
5, 10,
buddy.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
I
40.
also have dark vision.
Okay, I'll give you about there then. It's about I was close when I just kind of roughed it out. You guys are looking into, and again, I'll say like basically next square past you guys is this kind of sickly greenish fog, and you just notice there's like bombed out buildings, half sunken in. There's walkways and paths, and there's like looks to be like a steady trickle of like brownish, thick, gurgling water off to the side, which used to be a stream. And as you go further in, it's just more buildings that you can kind of see. You can't really make out what's in between these buildings. There's more buildings further into the swamp. There is a clear path to follow, and you guys are pretty sure it is from your dragonkin friend. You guys would know kind of the way to get to at least where they got. And what you guys hear from deeper in the swamp, and it's kind of in a it was in response to both the gunshot and probably the fire being a steady source of light now. You hear moaning coming deeper from in the swamp. And it is definitely not a living sounding like a voice making this noise. And you guys actually do not go first. Oh, I just told you where that thing was. 5, 10.
You didn't tell me because
sorry.
of the way my screen is set
What
up.
was it?
I accidentally I did it again.
Should I zoom out?
No, don't. Not
But
yet.
okay, not yet.
Eventually.
But okay.
Okay, we're gonna say that gets to there. And next up is Brawl.
Should I zoom out now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me just trying to make sure everything looks hunky dory on
What do
the
you guys
stream
see
stream.
your dark vision and whatnot? What you have?
I don't think you have any because of your telepathy. I think we decided that like a couple episodes ago is that you don't actually have any regular vision. You've got standard vision. I'm not penalizing you guys for this. It was a matter of if someone could see a certain distance, I'd allow it. If none of you guys had like dark vision, I'd have reduced your overall distance. This is a bigger swamp you guys are going into. The swamp, you cannot see the end of it. It's a whole different area, part of this bombed out, gross, disgusting city.
Okay.
Still kind of aligning here. All right, that should be good, at least for now. So can I see anything off in the distance, or is that's what we can see?
That is what you can see. Yeah, you see some more like destroyed buildings further on, but nothing yet as to what would be making. Would make it like that awful moaning sound. Like
Right.
It's like a wet, thick sound.
And directly in front of us, if we were like facing the path branching off to the right here.
Oh yeah, actually, can you ping where the voices, the moaning is coming from?
Due north.
Due north. Okay.
All right. These circles, are those pillars? Are those just rocks?
Busted up columns. It looks like this might have been like a part of like a small park area years and years ago.
All right. So I believe of all things.
Small cover if you were looking for small cover.
Good. Or I guess we're medium, aren't we? Yeah. Not small any longer.
No, we are small. You and
oh.
I are small.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I am going to go ahead and move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I cannot move 6. So that is where I end.
Describe it a little bit more physically, again, making my audio editing
so
life a little easier.
I'm going to rush down the path off to the right, past the first broken column, and try to make it to the next one down the line, but I can't quite make it there.
And that was a single move action. What are you doing with your second action?
Oh, that's right. I got
or your
two
standard
actions,
action,
don't
I should say. Your standard action.
Let me just pull up my sheet again. I don't think there's anything else I can do. I might just move into place a little bit better. Yeah.
So there are a couple standard things you could do. Moving into place is an obvious one. Also, you could ready a standard action.
I could. As I get closer for this action, does it reveal anything more to me?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah. It gets you, say, let's see, there's a couple structures here that kind of block view, so I'm trying to judiciously cut around them. But you do get a decent kind of glance. Count that. Make sure I got you 60. If I need more, I'll do more.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Probably gave you too much on that tab. That's okay.
I counted 11 spaces. One more grid, I think.
One more? Okay, I'd say you can probably get there.
Yeah,
I don't think you'd see too much over here. So yeah, you've got a couple more, again, like broken up, beat up looking buildings further north ahead of you. The pathway crosses over what's like this like gross gurgling old time creek, and you kind of see that it's like a bit of a flooded area up ahead, which is maybe part of the swampiness and maybe not. Again, the ground looks like it should be part of a city, but is unusually spongy and kind of marsh-like. And are you doing anything else with your standard action?
I am going to move. I'm going to do a double move or a dash. And I'm going to continue. The path splits to the left and right again. The columns follow the path to the left. I'm going to move about 25 more feet. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Heading north, yeah.
Heading north. And I'll take cover behind one of the broken columns.
Okay. All right. And next up is Miller.
That would give me more vision, but everybody else isn't going to see that. So.
Well, no, I'd say that you. Well, actually, are you being quiet about it, or are you audibly describing these things?
I'll know it when I see it. It depends on what I see.
Okay, that's fair.
Whether or not
I'd
yell
say,
back.
Let's see. Yeah, you got it. You do see around the corner of one of these buildings, like a rotting hand kind of clutching the side of the wall, as if it's pulling itself along. And then you see some more broken columns down the path, some more destroyed out buildings. Trying to get you your angle's kind of weird. Yeah, there you go. So you do see some sort of like mobile clutching hand, which you do kind of pick up on right away, a little bit northwest of your current position.
Okay. I'm gonna say looks like we've got contact northwest.
Cool.
Fair. Miller, you're up.
All right. Miller is kind of a little bit agitated. It's just you just hear him mumbling to himself. I remember Mom always said that I was a little too trusting of folks. God's damn it! Look, I lowered my guard for 1 second. And he's like kind of just like walking. He's kind of fiddling with his computer like built into his wrist, and he's just kind of tapping a whole bunch of things, all while moving around. He kind of hides behind this pillar here, and he says, "All right, TI 75, you got it. Let's do this. Energy shield." He just kind of snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden, a bluish shield just kind of protects his body, and he just kind of
generated from his exocortex. I don't know if we've seen its name before on stream.
I think I introduced it once, but yes, the exocortex name is TI-75. So he he unholsters his weapon and kind of gets into position alone and says, "All right, Zapsta, let's do this." That's my turn.
Right. Next up is Zero.
So the everything we were burning on the dragonkin, is that all more or less burnt up?
How are you doing the weapons? Were you literally throwing the weapons onto the pyre as well? Or were you trying to be judicious about burning the organic material?
I would have tried to only burn the organic stuff, so like the weapons wouldn't explode or anything like that, or at least the gun wouldn't explode.
The weapon, I think the melee weapon has some energy to it as well. It was tech. So yeah, you are able to burn off the like organic webbing to the items, and they seem like normally functional. So you guys did pick up a couple of things back there, and the blaze does seem to be going fine. Like it's not. GM rules, you don't need to worry about that thing waking up behind you. You did good.
Okay.
You did good, kid.
In that case, I'm going to move a little bit up to the northeast and hide behind a pillar.
One pause. I'm so sorry. It's 10:30 now. I'm comfortable like omitting the after party tonight and kind of going to 11 because we started late. But I know you guys usually start falling asleep at about right now. Is this a problem for anyone if we keep going?
I'm good.
Pat,
I'm
you're
looking
muted.
at Patrick.
You're muted, but I think you said you're good.
He's good. All right.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, myself so that I don't bother the podcast, but whoops.
No, I appreciate it. I will be judicious. I'll keep an eye on that 11 o'clock, and we'll speed this along if we have to.
Yeah, you have a hard stop at 11.
Yep. Nope. I got your back. Zero. Please do your thing. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
All right. So I'm moving up a little bit to the northeast, and I'm hiding behind the first pillar I get.
Okay.
And I'm going to reload because I shot the thing in the head, the dragon kid in the head.
Okay. And your weapon does require a reload before it can shoot again?
Yes.
Interesting. I don't think we've had opportunity for you to reload yet. Okay. And that leaves it up to, let's see. How does this going to pan out?
Reloading is a move action.
That's fair. No, I more meant, I didn't realize your weapon was a single shot.
Yep. Yeah, because with the way that at least this sniper works, if I use a full round action, my range goes up from 70 feet to 250 feet.
You hear, I'll say probably Brawl maybe hears it. Knowing his perception, I shouldn't give it to him. But there is some like sloshing of like stumbling steps northeast of Brawl's position, but nothing has come into view just yet. And then, because Rai goes dead last, there's actually some other stuff that happens. Okay, around this, like directly northeast of Brawl, a figure stumbles more clearly into view. Let's see, that was... and it is a humanoid dressed in homespun wool clothing that looks not ancient, but it is in tatters. It is torn. It is kind of gore covered with crusted blood, and parts of its body aren't quite shaped the way they should be. Maybe some caved in areas to the skull, a missing area where some of its rib cage should be, and there is some exposed, it looks to be this organic webbing all throughout this creature. And it kind of stumbles, and I will say it stumbles. It's a slow-moving creature towards Brawl. And that brings us to Rai's turn.
Sure thing. This fence to my northwest, how high is that? I'm guessing only a couple feet. Looks like it's just a...
I'd say it was traditionally probably about 6 or 7 feet high, but it is... There are easy gaps and holes in this fence if you needed to get through it.
Yeah, I want to do that with the aim of getting partial cover here.
Yeah, you're able to like run up through this, like there's a little abandoned state you guys are passing off to your east, and you can kind of sneak in through some holes in the what were once like full nice iron fences that have rusted and rotted away, and you kind of brace yourself up against a collapsed column which gives you an okay view of the kind of northeast portion of this swamp area.
Yeah, fairly certain that this guy would have cover unless I was. Yeah.
I don't believe cover works that way. If it was like something clearly obstructing your line of sight, yes. Otherwise, he has to be adjacent to it.
Oh.
So because he's not adjacent to it, you're able to shoot. Like this again, it's not that high. You're able to shoot clearly over it without a problem. As long as you're not aiming your rifle down like a dope, you're fine.
Okay.
Or your pistol. I'm sorry.
Sure. And then my pistol has range of 80. So
I believe it. Yeah, you're within range.
Yeah,
And
you
most,
definitely.
most of the range weapons are.
Yeah.
You guys should have little to no problem managing range in this game.
Okay. Then I will, I guess, shoot this guy.
You will certainly try. Is it an energy blast that goes off, or like a material bullet projectile?
It's a laser pistol.
Thank you. Okay.
So this is my. What is it? One. Do I have an attack one? No, I don't. Okay, so it's 1d20 plus 2. 20.
20? Yeah, definitely hits.
Okay. 1d4 burn damage. Nope. 1d4 flame damage. 2.
2. Let me see this thing. So your laser blast clearly hits it square in the chest, immolates a little bit, like a little like singeing of that wool homespun tunic. It reveals more of this like techno-organic material, and it doesn't actually seem to pierce it. It's almost as if that material rebuffs your weapon a bit. Scored a hit, no visible damage.
Even though it was fire?
Correct.
Or, okay. Well, that's my turn. And I shout out. Gas. Fired. It didn't do nothing. Don't know if y'all can see that, but that's bad.
At the top of the order now, I need everyone to make a perception check.
Oh boy.
10.
15.
18.
What you say?
Enough of you guys. And
17.
I don't think you guys would hide this from each other. One of you notices that rolled 15 or higher. The edges of your, like, anyone wearing the wool clothing, it's starting to fray a bit at the end. It's not, like, completely burning away, but you are noticing that this fog you've walked into seems to be reacting negatively to the organic material, and you're not noticing any effects yet, but it does seem to be kind of like sticking on to your armor and such.
Okay.
And we're at the top of the order. That brings us to my friendly creature up here, which is going to do stumbles south, like moving with some difficulty through the water. It's like not like a lot of water. It's like barely up to its ankles, but the thing's already stumbling, and it stumbles south towards the group, and it's Brawl's turn.
Pat, what weapon are you actually using?
You mean Rye?
Laser pistol.
Azimuth laser pistol, probably.
Because I thought he called it a flame pistol.
No. The damage is listed as 1d4F, and then critical is 1d4 burn.
Yeah, no, like I looked at the flame pistol and I was like, wait, that does not have 80 feet.
No, that's basically shooting like a little flamethrower pistol. Brawl, what you doing?
Okay. So now since this fog is interacting weird with the cotton clothing that we're wearing, or any organic material, as you put it, do I feel any different?
Because you're exposed more?
Yeah.
Not yet. It's clinging to your fur.
Okay.
And I will be clear, these creatures ahead of you do have clothing still on them, and they have some flesh still on them. So it's not like you're not necessarily immediately alarmed.
Okay. We've got a guy coming up on the left. Take care of him. I'll take care of the guy on the right. And here it goes.
The guy on the left is a lady corpse, but that's
Oh.
okay.
My perception
describe
isn't so
I didn't.
great.
That's fine. I didn't describe it. You're fine.
So let's see. 1, 2. Well, that's that actually might be everything right there. I can't get close enough to it. That's different.
Your speed's 30. You can definitely get there.
Not because of my armor. It's not.
Oh, armor. Okay.
Yeah. Game mechanic. Need to pull that up.
What does it lower your speed?
Yep.
Use my rocket fist.
Does it lower you to 20 or 25?
25.
You still have another space to move. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
So the first diagonal's 5.
Yeah, I took
10,
2.
15, and then 20. You don't need to take 2. If you mapped it out better, you'd be fine. You can get right up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you just go up. Nope, you'd be 1 over to the left.
No, he can make it there too. He moved 1 diagonal, and he goes up 1, 2, and then move the other diagonal. He's
Okay. I see what I could have done. Okay.
Starfinder movement, and we are following strict Starfinder rules as much as we can. The first diagonal is just 5 feet. The second is 15. And Brawl / Nick does not play as many SRPGs as I do, so you are totally fine.
Let me make an attack roll then.
And
22.
You hit as you are swinging your little beefy rat fists in your thick, apparently sleeveless soldier's armor.
Yep. That's how it goes.
I'm now picturing Marcus.
Why are you spamming chat there, buddy? From Gears?
Yeah, from Marcus from Gears. Yeah, that's what I'm picturing now. Or is there another one who does actually go sleeveless? I can't remember.
I don't know. 12 damage. No, that's not. Oh no, I did attack because okay. This is 7 damage.
Did you roll the hit? Oh yeah, you already did hit. Oh sorry,
yep.
and then it got spammed. 7 damage. So you punch this thing pretty solidly, like a nice gut punch. Your fist sinks into the necrotic flesh a little bit. You see some dribbles of black ooze that you've kind of gotten some woundage through, but your fist does connect with some of this techno-organic material, and it rebuffs a decent amount of your blow.
All right.
It did take some damage though. And next up is Miller.
All right, so Miller's still kind of fuming to himself. Last I ever trust a God's forsaken dragonkin. He kind of raises up his weapon. He's gonna take a full round attack and shoot twice. It's gonna be -4 on both of the. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. He can't because instead he's gonna use his move action. He's like, all right, TI-75. I want you to target that one right.
Oh, gotcha. You're getting the target. Gotcha.
Yes. And as he's kind of sitting, he's like, Is it me then? Is it me? Am I the nice guy? Am I too nice? Am I not nice enough? Gods. And he fires off his
gun.
24. Oh yeah.
What's your critical threshold? Is it 19 and 20 or is it just 20?
No, it's just 20.
Okay.
Range damage right there. 8 damage. Oof, nice.
And you were shooting the lady, right?
Oh yeah. Again, it is fire too.
The fire does not seem to do anything other than singe its clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Your blast does puncture it, but it does, again, it bounces off a bit. You're just not able to puncture fully in it. And you see it. It gets through. Some of the flesh chunks off. It staggers a bit, but that did not fully go through.
Okay.
You guys are going to be so mad that Seeker's not here.
Yeah.
Zero, you're up.
So after hearing Brawl say, attack the one on the left and you can take care of the right one, Zero is going to line up a shot and shoot the one on the left.
Now, are you doing full round 2 shots or just a single shot?
It's still only a single shot, but I can shoot up to 250 feet away.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's a sniper rifle.
All right, because you need to reload. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
So you can shoot and reload. That's fair.
Yep. And if I choose to not use the max sniper range, I can reload and shoot within 70 feet.
Okay. Nice.
22.
Hit.
And for damage. I had macroed, but it's just not showing up on my bar, so I have to type it out.
All the macros.
Oh,
Fun thing
yeah.
about Roll20 is you can set it to roll things for you.
8 damage.
8
And it's,
damage.
Physical round.
Physical round thunks in, does not sink very deeply, but does take a chunk out of it. Next up is it's the creatures. My bad. That is going to be that much HP left on that guy, and creature number. Where are their numbers? That's not the right one. Okay. Another creature stumbles in, kind of coming around the corner of the building that Brawl is fighting this other undead techno creature. This looks to be another humanoid male, desiccated corpse, little waterlogged with this techno webbing throughout it. And it kind of like is like clambering around this building, trying to get past. And it does not get far enough to do anything. And then we're back to the creature that Brawl is attacking. Do I have its grapple attack right here? Grapple's actually just a melee attack, right? And then you guys have to do it's a beat something for you, right? That's changed for Starfinder.
I think it's
It has to be.
is it a combat maneuver check?
That's Pathfinder. I do not believe Starfinder has combat maneuvers like that anymore.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
It's attempting to grapple.
Grapple is in here, yes.
Yeah, I know grapple's in here, but I think it's just a melee attack from my end, right?
No, on the sheet there's
No.
an AP versus combat maneuvers.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have his combat maneuver.
All right. Grapple. You hold the target in place. You must have at least one hand. Yada yada yada.
That's all right. You can look that up. He'll try it next time if it's there. Stop coughing.
So I think you roll your check and you have to be his KAC plus 8.
Oh. Good luck with that.
What's the check though? I don't have anything on the stat block that says.
I assume it's just an attack, unless he sees differently. I was just looking at the sheet for that.
Yeah, I'll just make a regular attack for now. I'll worry about grapple later. I will need the rules for grapple. I do think it's different. I think I roll an attack against your, like you said, the KAC plus something, or EAC.
Yeah.
KAC plus something.
It's KSC plus 8 for AC versus combat maneuvers.
Okay, I just don't know how to initiate the combat. It's fine. He's actually just going to try and slam his body into you for now. And that is going to be a 26.
Well,
Connecticut.
That beats the combat maneuver thing as well. So
Okay.
I had 25 combat maneuver AC, so that's pretty strong.
7 points of damage coming at your stamina from this thing's trying to slam itself onto you. Is your stamina? Let me know if you're out of stamina at any point. This is for everyone. If you guys are out of stamina, make a reference that your character's a little bit more winded. That'll give me some keys. Like I do you guys when they're bloodied. I'll let you guys know. It'll be useful for me. Some abilities.
0 stamina.
Some abilities trigger when you have 0 stamina. So that was. I think I just told you that was 8 damage. Sorry, 7 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, 7 damage coming through to you, and Rye is up.
Okay, first thing, I'd like to do a perception check to see if there's anything in the environment that looks like it might help. Something that looks like it might topple over or anything like that. Or do
Make a perception check. Make a perception check.
18.
Not anything that's really toppable. Like if they got next to a building wall, maybe. I will say though that you do notice that there's like a little noxious bubble in this like half bog creek area that this creature's stumbling out of, and it looks like it might be like a gas pocket like bubbling up from below that water. From your experience, I'll say that you might like in your theatrical dramas know that a hero would try and shoot that and see if it explodes. I'm not sure how it works in real life, but maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because, yeah. First, as a move action, I'm going to point at this one that already has some damage.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out, get him. I utilize get him.
Oh, you actually picked up Get 'em.
I did.
Good for you. Get 'em gives anyone attacking that creature a +1 on their attack rolls.
Nice.
That said, I'm gonna shoot by them, knowing
Into the bubble. Yeah, you need to hit a DC of 10.
the DC of 10. Okay, so this is blank.
Someone's got some audio like feedback coming through. I think it's Chris.
It's me?
You won't believe this, fail.
Ooh. Yeah, that's not enough. You try to shoot it, you shoot past it, and you hit the building behind it. You miss this little methane bubble building out of the ground. You wouldn't have hit anything with that, so that's fine. Miller, no, sorry, it's top of the order. This fog is actually starting to condense a little bit more, and
sorry. Before, am I capable of trying to rip off my the clothing?
yeah, it's fine. It basically comes off in your hands at this point. It's mildly acidic, but it's not necessarily corrosive. All of you guys are taking, and I'm just gonna give you the game terms, a -2 to your AC, your KAC, due to this stuff kind of like softening you as you continue on. As long as you're in the fog, which is pretty much anything in the swamp, you're gonna have a -2 to your KAC. Moving on, we're at the top of the order, and the creature that stumbles past this methane bubble and keeps going at the pretty lights. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it like hisses and it approaches Rye and kind of like reaches out clawed hands with missing finger replaced by techno material. And it is Brawl's turn.
Okay, I'm going to I'm going to move 5 feet, still within range of this, but it's just how I'm throwing out the flavor text for the attack here. So I'm going to do a right hook.
So is that a guarded step that you're doing?
No. It's just part of the move action. So since I'm not leaving a threatened square, there's no attack of opportunity, right? So the way I'm playing that off is I'm going to do a right hook, but then I'm like going to jump up into the left a little bit. Just to, because it's flavor. And that moves
So
me
you're
to
not
5
trying
feet.
to punch it in the kidney?
No, unfortunately. I'm going for more of like an uppercut. I
Okay.
guess it's not really a hook,
At
but
this point.
let's see if I can hit. And a 12 probably determines that is not a hit.
I believe that wasn't a hit last time. Let me take a quick check on that KAC. And you're not attacking them with Get 'em, so no, that does not hit.
Well then, okay.
Isn't that your turn?
Yep.
Miller, you're up. Brawl, I got something for you. You guys are just not quite there yet.
Maybe it just didn't like it when I stabbed him with a serum. Full attack thing. It's this -4 + 1, correct?
Sure. Oh, yeah. +1. Yep. So -3.
Yep. So 13 and 20.
Are these energy weapons?
They are energy weapons.
Both blows hit it.
Both blows hit it.
Yeah, you hit it twice.
All right.
Your energy rifle peppers this thing.
3 and 6.
The first shot glances off techno armor, like bounces off, like it was almost reflected, and you barely chip anything out of this thing.
Yeah, that's about all I got anyways.
I'm going to point out a couple things to you guys, only because we're approaching 11. None of these things looks particularly damaged, other than the fact that they're dead.
Yeah, I might have noticed.
They are moving incredibly slowly. They're stumbling and staggering. They're always considered staggered. They actually are not able to move more than 30 feet in a turn. And it can't take full actions. So you have an option here. You can stay and fight,
Not what Brawl was going to do next turn.
or you could leave. You could probably sneak past these. You do not know how many of these creatures are in the swamp. There may be more. I may be setting you up for failure and getting surrounded. But this is not one of those fights I necessarily need you to
Overcome,
win.
yeah.
You will, if you were to get like around a fight in such a way that I feel like you accomplished it, I give you experience. If you flee a fight like this, I probably don't give you the full experience, but I give you some. But as for this encounter, I will say without Seeker here to overcome their magic damage reduction, you guys are going to have a heck of a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured that since
Okay.
nothing is taking damage,
Well, no, you guys have trickled down the
nothing
one
is
that
taking
I've.
significant damage.
Yeah, it's still got 17 HP. Just to give you a straight up
I was gonna
mechanic.
haul ass.
Even with you guys as doing max damage, this wasn't really a fight you guys were supposed to get through easy. But without
Especially being a player down. Yeah.
without Seeker, even one of these things is a problem for you guys. So I would say if you guys are okay with it, I'll usher you guys past these things and kind of moving into the swamp, and that we can describe that a bit, unless you guys feel an urge to kill these things.
Yeah, you just hear me shout, "Go, go, go!"
Perfect. Okay. So you guys kind of realize that these things are like walking walls at this point, and for whatever reason, your weapons are not having an effect against that strange material. You do manage to skirt past them. One swipes at Brawl as he kind of scampers by, but it's not able to get purchased. These things they're not coordinated. They're clumsy. You guys wouldn't have a problem living. The fight would just take a long time. So you guys skirt past them, and do you leave the swamp or do you go further in? Remember, you guys are looking for a crashed starship.
So if we do decide to go further in, I would say we try to stay out of the fog if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's flipping pages, cut it out. Christopher. Or at least not right into your mic, please. And for that, the swamp is fog. There are no pockets of non-fog swamp. Like, it's not like it's the full area is coded. You guys know you're in the swamp if you're in the fog. And as you guys get further in, are you guys going further or leaving?
Brawl would, for starters, hightail it back to the rest of his party.
That's fair. You guys can coordinate if you guys are going forward or backward. I just need to know if you guys are
Alright.
fleeing or you guys are continuing deeper. It'll set us up for next episode.
I say we regroup, especially since we don't have Seeker here.
Seeker will find you guys wherever you are. I'm not going to keep
Well,
you guys that far.
in game, or like in character, I would say regroup until we figure out where Seeker is.
All right.
And if you find Seeker, are you going forward or backward?
Forward.
Yeah.
Forward. No.
Awesome.
All
As
right.
you guys start to run, Seeker comes up behind you and is like, wait! There was never mind. And he chases along with you guys as you nimbly dodge these creatures. As you move into the swamp, you traverse about, we'll say, probably a full mile into the swamp. You guys are traveling for maybe an hour going slow. You try to avoid the extra boggy areas. There are not many of these creatures in the swamp, but you pass, I'd say, probably 3 to 4 more as you get through. And eventually you do come to a crashed starship. The turf around it is destroyed, splattered everywhere because of its like slightly inconsistent nature. There is the wreckage of the ship. It looks bad. This crash was like a massive hit, and it's a slightly older model of ship too. It just was not built to withstand an impact like that. It has an intact hull of some point where you can kind of get into the interior, but like there's clearly sections cracked hull, like the cockpit area is just kind of like hanging at an angle. Whatever wing protrusions it have snapped off at some point further back in the torn up turf. You aren't near any of the creatures behind you. They were slowly following you, so you guys will have maybe a bit of a time crunch next episode. And there is, in front of this door, there's a Vesk, the corpse of a Vesk impaled with some sort of spear into like the wall of the ship, like next to the entrance of the open entrance of the ship's hull. And that's where I'm leaving you guys. You've got this destroyed landscape. The fog still kind of choking you guys up a bit. You've got some undead, strange techno creatures at your back. And this impaled Vesk at the against this crashed starship. Questions on that setting?
I'll have to make it up to the next dragonkin I see.
Damn it. All right, I will leave you guys there. I'll hang on for a little bit past the stream if anyone does want to do a quick after party.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll do a quick after party.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just close this out. Please hunt us down, guys. If you find us on Discord, you can find us all on our panels below on Twitch anyways. Find us below, hit us up on Discord, check us out on YouTube if you guys need to catch up. We are posting our videos to there relatively quickly. Again, we have those audio podcasts going out to iTunes and Google Play Store for
And
now.
hopefully they'll go even quicker too now.
Sub to us on YouTube if you guys want to see updates. Follow us on here, please, to show some numbers. And if you are especially lovely, want to get those lovely iJam emotes, maybe even sub for us here.
Yes.
Otherwise, we will catch you guys around later. And until then, never split the party.
Yeah,
Pat.
Justin.
Oh, wait, crap.
Nick,
All right, we're going to head to the after party now. Good night, everyone who's not interested in seeing us just gossip and talk stuff, including players. If you guys have to bounce, yeah, okay. Good night, Patrick.
Peace out.
Bye.